Loading, loading,
Shit,
loading,
shit,
loading,
motherfucking
loading,
shit, motherfucking.
loading. Stop! Don't say it. Hi everybody, welcome to the Let's Talk Cost Shop podcast. My name is Triple B.
Hello.
I am joined by Against All Odds and Young Samurai.
Hi.
The man often mistaken for either Billy Gunn or Danny Wells.
No comment. Put this on live chat so I can see who's saying stuff. Welcome everybody. Today we are talking about WWE 2K24. Happens to be that hot topic out there right now amongst anybody who plays the wrestling games. We're gonna
it just happened to kind of get some information kind of got out. No big deal.
we're gonna talk about what we've heard about so far, and then we'll go into a section today which we're calling Wild Speculation, where we pretty much talk about whatever we would like to see or hope to see. So let's start out with what we know. We do know that one of the new matches that they announced, or one of the old matches that they're bringing back that they announced, was the special referee match. And then they're actually adding in a new feature this year called Create a Referee. So we'll talk about that. If you guys are okay with that, let's talk about that first.
Yeah, that's fine.
Any cool plans on created referees, or special referees that you guys would like to do next year, or what are your thoughts on those new features?
Well, since they're getting rid of the default referees, I'll more than likely will be making Mean Joe Callis.
Okay.
And maybe a few more referees. Possibly. I don't know. We'll just see how things go.
All right. I'm probably gonna make a brand new character to be a referee. Or I may bring back an old character who used to be a wrestler and have them come back as a referee. They might be a special referee one night and then later on become the official referee for the show. We'll see how that all plays out. Samurai? Your thoughts on special referee and what are your thoughts on the new special referee feature, and what are your thoughts on
Create a referee?
Honestly,
create a referee?
as far as the special guest referee matches go, probably will use it, maybe sparingly, depending on if I want to use it for a feud. As far as the referees themselves, I'll probably see if I can make a few referees of my own. Or if I have to, I'll just download some referees from people. I don't know. We'll find out. I don't know how it's all going to work exactly, so I don't know how I should actually plan it.
Exactly.
Okay. Sorry, work stuff. Okay. Then I guess we'll go on to our next, or more features. Another feature that got added was,
and there's a lot of those.
There are. Ultimately, you start listing them off. Actually, I'm having work stuff right now, so take over. Sorry, guys.
All right. Well, one of them that apparently they're bringing in is the Iron Survivor Challenge as a new one, which is going to be interesting.
What is the Iron Survivor Challenge? Just for anybody at home who doesn't know, and for me, because
that is pretty much NXT's version, I believe, of the Championship Scramble match, but adding in a penalty box feature.
Okay.
to it.
Pretty much just think of was that was the TNA matchup that they decided to mix into this? It was a TNA match for penalty box thing.
And it's a little bit that's King of the Mountain. It's a little bit like that, but not really.
Yeah. Yeah, it's basically Championship Scramble with like King of the
It's more
Mountain.
Championship Scramble.
Okay.
It's primarily Championship Scramble with the penalty box mixed into the basically just like interjected into it.
Okay.
Which thing everybody's been wanting to see that match come the Championship Scramble come back.
All right. That'll be cool. That'll be cool then, because then we could have, in a way, a championship scramble.
Yes, and for those that have been around the block, Championship Scramble matches were really damn fun.
Yep. Well, the one that I'm really looking forward to, in all honesty, is the gauntlet matches.
Yep, gauntlet matches are coming back.
That is gonna make what I'm doing with this Champions Cup a lot easier, because then I could literally just put everyone into gauntlets and be like, here it is, here's the gauntlet.
Here's the problem. I've seen the gauntlets being used once before, and that being in WWE 12.
Mm-hmm.
Problem was it didn't do like the whole like whoever wins moves on. Nah, it was more like a handicap match that you had to go one by one.
Well, yeah, but that's what a gauntlet match is.
Yeah.
A gauntlet match is 2 people start. Whoever gets eliminated, somebody else comes out. That's a gauntlet. Not a handicap elimination match.
But with what we can do, we can actually have the match the way we want it by doing proper editing.
Right, but I would like to be able to do that without editing.
If they do the match that same way, which was if for those that don't know, it was a 1-on-3 match where if you beat one, another would slide in, another one slide in, because they needed that for the story mode.
Right.
The road to WrestleMania. I believe it was John Cena's with when he was doing the shit with the character Tony and MVP.
I'm really
that soldier guy, Tony.
I'm really hoping that if they bring it back, that they do it so that you have 2 people fighting. When one gets eliminated, someone new enters, and not you have to fight 3 people in a row. Hoping that that's not how they're doing it. If it is, if that's how they're gonna do it, then that'll work for those rivalries where you have that heel American Phoenix at the end of it, who's the last entrant, and you have to go through like Freedom's Reign and Clarence Black before you get to him.
Yeah,
because then it's like, ooh, that means if one of those guys beat you, it's over. Like,
then but at the same time, we had that even before. Fast forward back, that was freaking slobber knocker mode.
Yep. I meant for like an AI versus AI scenario. And hey, Logan, what's going on? How are you today? Welcome in.
Logan.
Welcome to the stream. We are talking 2K24 right now. Just talked about the special referee matches, and a few other matches.
Yes, but pretty much what it was. That's pretty much what it was.
Yeah.
Slobber knocker mode was pretty much a gauntlet type thing, but it was a player gauntlet where you had all your finishers, and you pretty much had to knock your opponent out, and it was easier to knock people out.
Yeah.
But then it got significantly tougher as time went on.
Like 4 different shows right now. That's crazy.
It was quite fun.
Yep. Okay.
Another thing they're doing is they're gonna have seven the 7 referees that are in real life are gonna be in the game with their real names and all that. So that's gonna be pretty cool.
Yeah. That'll be pretty awesome. I'm looking forward to that.
But another match that they're going to do that's actually being brought back is the ambulance match. I don't remember what game it was. I believe it may have been on. I think, but I do know the match was exclusive on the PSP version, the PSP or the 3DS version. I think of one of the SVR games.
That's why I never got it.
There was an exclusive on one of those that was an ambulance match. So this is the first time the ambulance match will be on a console and not be on a mobile device. And from what I remember, I don't think the match was really that special on mobile. So they can do a lot more on console for this specific match type. That's going to be pretty interesting, and I think is going to be a good addition to our shows.
I agree. It'll be fun to see it, and how it works and all that stuff. Another match that they're bringing back is.
Yeah, but what does Samurai have to say about the ambulance match?
Good point.
All I know is I've wanted to use it for quite a bit. Couldn't do it because of the fact that it'd be very hard to edit. Now it's easy.
Yeah.
Now we actually have a setup for it. How would you guys do it? Would you have? So I don't know where the ambulance is going to be. I don't know if it's going to be at ringside or on the stage, or if it's going to be in the back or what. But
it's probably going to be on the. It's probably going to be on the stage, like the actual match. If you ever watched Shane McMahon versus Kane,
it was on
in the
stage.
ambulance match. I believe at Survivor Series 2003.
Okay, so the ambulance was on the stage, and then they had to fight.
Yeah, the ambulance was on the stage, and the ambulance match. The ambulance has always been on the stage.
So they'll have like a mini game or something, and then throw
more than likely
whoever into it. Okay,
is what I'm thinking.
All right. So that, I believe, the last new added feature that we know of. And you can correct me.
The last new added match that we know of is
the casket match.
The casket match.
And odds ahead of today's show found the original casket match from SmackDown 2. So we're gonna go ahead and show the match and talk about it.
Yep, and before the match starts, I want the people watching to know this is from SmackDown 2, Know Your Role. This was the second game in the SmackDown series that pretty much is the grandfather of what the games are today.
Yep.
And it was the casket match was in that game. But what is different, but obviously what you're going to see here is that this game released in November of 2000.
Yep.
It has been over 20 years since the casket match has been properly in the game. I don't count SVR 06 because SVR 06 had a Buried Alive match, not a casket match, even though a casket was involved.
Yeah, this is a interesting observation, but one of the things that I wish that they would bring back to the games is a stage ramp that goes off to the side of the arena.
Yeah, that honestly, I think that would be a cool option.
That
for create an arena, but that's getting into speculation.
I know it's getting into speculation, but I had to throw that in there because I just noticed it.
Oh yeah,
I didn't notice it earlier, and I was like, but look,
especially with
cool.
what we just saw at a Royal Rumble, you could easily do that. You could easily bring those back.
I would love to have a entrance ramp like that for an arena, especially for like a big show.
Mm-hmm.
And that one goes both ways. What? I have two separate lanes on that.
And as you can see in the old footage, you could pretty much lift the casket.
And you can move it around wherever you want.
This is pretty much This is SmackDown 2 for the PlayStation 1.
Yeah, I thought it was No Mercy when you first sent it to me. I was like,
Yeah,
is this
and the
No
casket
Mercy?
match is pretty much returning. And I think they're going to do, from what I've seen, it looks like it's going to be a pretty fun little match, and it may be fun to. It's definitely as a specialty match for some of our CAWs.
I agree. I agree. I have a few in mind that would do well in this, and that would be Nebula for one, because she's got like that Undertaker gimmick. I'd probably make this her. I would probably make this her match. Like, and I wouldn't. I would. This is one of those matches that you're not going to see a lot on the channel. Like, I never.
Oh yeah,
the War Games match. I think I did 2 the entire year because it was like I didn't want to overdo the match, but this is going to be another one of those where it's like
that's going to be a real cool specialty match.
Yeah, it's going to happen maybe once or twice the entire year, and that's it. And it'll be Nebula who specializes it, so it'll be her match. Hey Chuck, long time no see. How you doing? We're looking at an old casket match right now from SmackDown versus, or not SmackDown versus anything. SmackDown 2, shut your mouth.
SmackDown 2, know your role.
Know your role. Sorry, I need to know my role.
SmackDown 2, know your role. And this is the last time the casket match was seen in one of these games.
Yep.
For 20 years, for over 20 years, because this game released in November of 2000.
Yep. November of 2000. That's a long time ago.
Yeah. So Samurai.
Yes.
Since obviously you weren't around for this era, from what you're seeing in the footage, what besides the obvious, what do you think is going to be the most different from the updated one that we're going to get to what you're to this old footage that you're seeing here?
I would say probably like what they're gonna probably do is have like the probably gonna have like the casket like at ringside or something like that, and probably just like a mini game for like rolling it in, pretty much for rolling rolling your opponent into it, button mash or something like that.
Now I noticed that they have an arrow. What's that arrow for? Like the arrows on the at ringside, are those caskets on the outside?
It might be. It might be. Because I do know you could go into the menu and use arrows and have the arrows above their heads because that'd be a way to visualize changing the target of your opponent.
Okay.
Yeah, and as you can see from the outside, yeah, it's another casket.
Okay. So they are caskets. Whoa, you can throw it at it. He threw it at him. Holy crap. I didn't really watch this when you sent it to me earlier. I was like, all right, cool. I was just trying to get it in the video.
To be honest, I never watched it either.
He literally just oh, there you go. He got him in.
Yeah, this is. I think this is. There's definitely going to be this is going to be a very significant upgrade.
But
that we're going to get. I think it's
going
to actually feel like the real casket match.
Okay. It would be cool if you could if they could set it up in the corner and Irish whip them into it or something, like a tables match. That'd be funny.
Yeah. But I think it's going to be just like the actual casket match is going to be, the casket's going to be outside near the entrance ramp.
Yeah.
And sitting there. And unmovable and unthrowable.
I kind of want to do one where it almost looks like the baby or the not the baby face, but the heel or whatever, the person going after the monster, you know.
Mm-hmm.
The obvious loser. I kind of want to do one where they like decide to take off and run, and they have to chase after them. Where it's like, oh, they're running away.
Yeah, no, it's
That
definitely
would
gonna
be
be
fun.
interesting to see this match back. The and as I said, the only other time that a casket was involved in a match in these games was the Buried Alive match in SmackDown versus Raw 2006.
Yeah.
And that's about it. But that was just because the technology wasn't there to have nothing there.
Yeah. All right. So we just saw something. We just saw another interesting thing about this game in general, because this is a 24-year-old game. Whoa! He just threw him out of the ring with that move. That's crazy. Oh, those are steel steps. Okay. One of the other things I just noticed was the announce tables. He just Irish whipped him and he like fell on the announce table and then he got up on top of it and powerbombed him through it. Like why? Why isn't that a thing anymore? Sorry, that was a weird observation.
Well, obviously they've added stuff to it.
Yeah, they've added stuff to it that's made it different and more
That's
realistic.
which pretty much is exactly what they do in real life, which is taking the stuff off the table before setting it up.
Yeah.
Which obviously here that wasn't the case.
He just upset him and he fell on the freaking casket. Dude, like this match looks like it was so much fun. Just the way it was.
But I think we're gonna get a match that's just as fun when they revamp it.
Yeah.
And I'm glad that they're bringing matches like this back.
Same.
Because it's stuff that we never had, that we didn't have, that we haven't had in a long time, and it's good to see them back.
Well, and it makes you wonder if we're actually going to see actual casket matches in the real life product now that they're back in the game. It's like, okay, are you hinting that there's going to be a casket match soon? Or, I mean, with Judgment Day,
yeah,
that's
or
very possible.
Yeah, or are you doing it because we could easily redo casket matches from the past with like Yoko and Taker.
Yep.
Old school Taker, old school Yoko, and doing any of their old school casket matches.
Yeah.
Or creating new memories of new casket matches or whatever.
Yeah. So as we saw, guys, that one ended with a finisher into the casket. Yeah.
Yeah. So I think that match is going to be good to see back.
I agree.
Another a small thing that is coming back is the option to have the camera pointed at the ramp.
That'll be fun. I want that.
Which
so
is a
badly.
small thing, but for people like me and Beetle that have been playing since the SBR days and even beyond and even before that, it's
huge.
It's a slight update. It's a slight thing, but it's a slight thing that's enjoyable because it brings us back to what we liked about these games.
It's to me, it's more than a slight thing because I can now tell the story that I want to tell with my arena. If I don't want it to look like I'm in a big arena and I want it to look like I'm in a small arena, I can now have it panned and you can see a little bit of crowd and then a big background that looks like it's a wall or something, or however I want to build my stage. And now all the time and effort that I'm putting into my stage, which you can see one of the stages that I have right there. All the time and effort that I'm putting into that stage, now it's on stream more often. It's part of the ethos, or it's part of the, not ethos, but whatever. It's part of the arena now. So you see the stage when they're fighting.
Yeah.
I would like the ability to, when you're simming a match, to pick hotkeys on your controller and tap like L1 or R1 and have the camera switch to a different view and have a few preset views. But that's not something that's in the game. That's something that I would like to see. I just threw that in there because we're talking about that.
Yeah, that's going into wild speculation. But
yeah, I threw that in there because we were already talking about them giving you the option to have it set to give you the stage view. Which, by the way, I'm using that option. I'm keeping it on stage view. But
yeah, and speaking of it, yes, it's an option. It can be turned. It can be turned on or off if you like. If you've never experienced the older games and you don't like the camera pointed at the stage, you can switch it back to the newer models and newer stuff.
Right there, that right there.
It's there for convenience, and it's just a neat feature to bring back. That makes us old timers that have been playing a while feel like we're being heard.
Yeah.
That we're getting things that we grew up with.
Right. And Chuck, I agree with you on this. That is a feature that I wish they would bring back too. The creative finisher tool.
But creative finisher is heavily missed.
If I could bring that back, Kitty would have her actual finisher, which is like a hot shot from the top rope.
But the one thing that they have brought in that we're seeing is we're seeing the brand new Create a Sign.
Yep. Well, actually, it's not brand new. It was in 14. I don't know if you remember that or not, but
I don't, because I think that's the one feature I barely used.
Yeah, Create a Sign was in WWE 2K14, or what should have been called WWE 14, but we're not going to go there. We're not getting into that today. But
WWE 2K14, aka THQ's Last Stand.
That's why I said we'll get into that another day. But it was in 14. I remember Create a Sign being in 14. Did they have creative? I think they got rid of creative finisher by then. I'm not too sure.
If creative finisher was heavily upgraded by 2K14.
Okay.
2K15 got rid of creative finisher.
Yeah.
Because in 2K14 you had creative finisher, from 1-on-1, right up to the standing creative finisher. You had create an off the top rope finisher.
You could do that.
And you had also a create a turnbuckle finisher.
Yeah, you could do all that from 11 as well.
Nope, not 11.
Yes,
11 was...
Yes, 11, because 11 was the first year that I made Kitty, and I was able to give her that top rope finisher. You could do that on 11.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, more than likely 11. 11 was the debut of the top rope finisher, and I think the year after was the turnbuckle finishers. I think W12 was the turnbuckle.
Okay.
When they added that,
and then by 14 they had it down.
Yeah. By 14 they had them all down packed. And by 14 they were suggesting they had ideas before they went bankrupt. They had ideas of create a reversal, create a reversal, and they were going to pimp out the creative feature to the freaking heavens and just really make it something special. They were going to pimp it out so much, like everything was going to be creatable. Was their idea. Like everything was creatable. They wanted everything creatable.
Yep, Chuck.
That was their idea, was everything creatable.
Yep. Why can't I just do that? I can't. I'm not. I'm trying to. I'm too close. Oh well. Yes. Now, I'm me trying to point at the thing. I should just be sitting above it, so I can just go. But anyway, yes, 13. Chuck said 13 also used the create a sign because he would use it to put his friends' channels on there on his created signs. So you'd have subliminal signs going up in the air. That's actually really smart. I like that idea. Use it to show off your friends' channels. So people send you their characters, and you just put your created signs on each of them. It's like
we'll see what we're gonna do with create a sign, or what create a sign is gonna be this year. How many signs can we make? Yep. What's the limitations, et cetera, et cetera. We'll see where we go. We'll see with that.
Yeah. Are you guys ready to go into wild speculation, or do we want to keep going over features?
I mean, we could talk about the My Rise, the two My Rises and the 40 years of WrestleMania, but there's not much information out there.
Yeah, I'm tempted to wait 2 more weeks so we could get some more information on it before we
Sounds good.
talk
How about
about
you, Samurai?
those features.
Sounds good to me. How about you, Samurai?
The My Rises?
Yeah.
Yeah, wait a couple.
I don't know much about them, unfortunately.
Waiting a couple weeks to see if there's any more information on
it. Yeah, true. That's fair.
All right. So what?
So now we can all go into wild speculation.
Well, the other thing that I want to wait a couple weeks to talk about, before we go into wild speculation, is I did hear that they made a bunch of updates to Universe Mode, but I don't know what any of those updates are. So we'll wait a couple weeks to talk about that too. But I might launch into what I hope to see in wild speculation. So.
Oh yeah.
We're going.
I could definitely go into what I want to see for a lot of modes, like GM mode.
Yeah. Okay, so wild speculation. Where do you guys want to start? Do we want to start with game modes? Do we want to start with match types? I think we've pretty much done what match types they've given us.
Honestly, since me and you have been the ones talking, I think the first person that should go into wild speculation is Samurai.
Well, Samurai, what is your wild speculation for the game?
I think's gonna come up. I think.
What I
think's gonna come up for this game.
What do you think we're gonna get for the game? Like, what else do you think they're gonna add? What are your thoughts?
I honestly don't know. I didn't think about it that much.
But if you could,
I'm just hoping for more stuff in like actual creations, like just like the creation suite and stuff like that. That's all I really want.
Okay, like what
more stuff for CAWs and stuff like that. So it's like, at least I'm not like having to always go for the same thing for my CAWs over and over and over again.
More parts. Yeah. More parts, pretty much, is what you would like.
And more parts, pretty much, yeah.
Okay. Like so, if you could have any feature. Ooh, an I Quit match. That would be phenomenal. That is a good...
I Quit match hasn't been around either for a long time. Remember the last time we had an I Quit match was, I believe, 2K14. It was 10 years ago.
Yep, it was 2K14, and it was kind of like a submission match, if I remember correctly. So, Killshot, that is a good one.
In a way, it was a submission match, but you also could ask the referee to see if he quits, and the referee would go down and put the microphone up to him and see if he quit. And it would be like a game for the other person to see if he quit or not.
Yeah. Something I miss and something I wish that we would get back are those finishes to matches where it's a last man standing match. Both men are knocked out and you get the 10 count and they both get it. Like it ends in a draw. I would love to be able to do that. Like, that is my dream. That is my dream match. I know that sounds weird, but my dream match is that match where they're both in the ring fighting. They've been fighting for like an hour, hour and a half, and then they both collapse and the match ends. Like,
well, speaking of those,
a dream finish for me.
well, speaking of those speculations, that leads into one of mine. I would love for them to bring back Stamina the way it was in SVR 06. Because in SVR 06, the stamina meter, if you were low on stamina and you did a finisher and you hit a finisher and you were low on stamina, both men would collapse. And the referee would start the 10 count. And in both men had to the count of 10 to get up. So you could have an hour-long match, and one guy, let's say it's John Cena versus The Rock. And these two go back and forth. John Cena out of nowhere hits the FU. Both men are down. You're looking at them both. You're like 1, 2, 9. We're up to 9. You're like, oh, is somebody gonna get up? Is somebody getting up? 10, and the match ends in a draw. You're like, oh man, I want to see that match again. It was an enjoyable match.
Yeah.
It was an enjoyable addition to the matches, like the sleeper holds and how the sleeper holds worked and stuff like that, that made the matches a lot more closer to reality.
Yeah.
And if you could adjust them just slightly, you could really make them something special in a modern game.
Yep. Well, and there's what's funny, Kelshot, is we just mentioned the Slobber Knocker Gauntlet earlier because we were talking about the Gauntlet match they were bringing back.
That was not in 15, was it?
Yeah, it was.
I blocked 2K15 out of my fucking mind.
Odds pretends that 15 doesn't exist. So
2K15 what? That never happened. We skipped a year.
King of the Ring. Yes, that would be cool. Now, okay.
Yes.
King of the Ring. King of the Ring launches into something that I wish that they would have in Universe mode, which is the ability. Something I wish they had in Universe mode, which is the ability to actually do a King of the Ring tournament in Universe. I wish that we could do that. I wish I could choose to do a King of the Ring pay-per-view with the tournament as part of the pay-per-view in Universe.
I'll do you one even better. I would love for them to bring back one of the only things SVR 08 did right.
The King of the Ring tournament, where the king walked around with the crown?
Was the ending to the King of the Ring, where you had a ceremony, the winner had a ceremony, the winner, after they won, would walk up the ramp, sit on the throne, and then it went into the ceremony of him on the throne. You could pick your queen, and the queen put the crown on the head and put the cape on, and you got a special entrance from it that's a king and a queen. That's your queen and your king. That was one of the only good things that game had, and man, I wish it would come back. That would make doing King of the Ring tournaments so much more special.
Yeah,
that would make them so much more special, so much more lively. That you see the ceremony, you see the crown going on the head, you see the scepter and the cape and him waving to the crowds. Yes, my peasants, you can kiss my feet later.
I'm picturing King. I'm picturing if the King of the Ring did come back. I already know who you'd make the King of CPW.
You don't even know who I would do it with.
American Phoenix? Come on.
No, I would even do it.
Wow.
I would do it. I would give it to somebody else and give him a push. Give somebody else a push.
All right, if you could do it with anybody on your roster, who would it be?
somebody that would need it.
Okay.
But I
Means he's not
want
giving
those.
it away.
Samurai, same question.
I want those type of things to come back because they were small things,
Yes.
but they were special and they added to why you wanted to play the mode and play the match and play the tournament and see who becomes king.
Yeah. Samurai, same question.
Question being what I would want to see back.
Who would you give the King of the Ring title to?
Oh,
The title of King of the Ring, if you could.
off of my roster?
Yes.
Okay, this is one that I always talk about. Elijah Maverick.
I call him. Yeah.
I mean, his wife already calls herself the freaking goddess of SCD, and her theme song is literally "Treat Me Like a Queen."
That was. I wasn't not gonna lie. That's
It would
the
be
name.
perfect.
That's the name I had in my head. I was like, he's gonna say Elijah. I already know it. He's gonna say Elijah.
I mean, in fairness, it was the only correct choice. Not the only correct choice. The only correct choice, but it's one of many.
I would personally probably. It wouldn't be Arthur because Arthur's already been a heel and he doesn't need it anymore. But if it were like a year or two ago, I would have chosen Arthur Duncan for it. Just to have him running around as King Arthur for no reason. But right now, if I had to pick someone to do it, let's see who would need it the most. I'm honestly leaning towards Stan Sterling because the character, he's kind of he's got the only thing he has is a moveset and a very quiet entrance. Like he's got the mystique about him. He's a base character, which is kind of crazy, but I think giving him that king gimmick might actually bring out a little bit more and help me develop him a little more as a heel character. Okay. So, as far as like different things that we would like to see, or that I personally would like to see in the game, is the ability to add in promos in universe, or even the ability inside of universe, because I know that we heard that they made upgrades. It would be nice to set all my stories ahead of time and even go as far as, even though it's simmed, go as far as saying I want this person to win and letting it play out and having that person win or lose. Like picking a win condition and a cutscene to put at the end of it, and then just streaming it. That'd be kind of cool to be able to set up the entire card, tell it I want this person to win, I want this person to win, this person to win. Like that would be cool because I'm gonna pull the veil on something that I do personally. I run storylines in my shows.
I'm utterly shocked.
I run it like it's I run I run edited shows like they're a pro wrestling federation, where you have you already know.
Samurai, I never knew this. Let's call CNN.
Neither did I. Oh my god.
Oh my god. But it's like you already know who's gonna win or lose. I've been doing a lot of live stuff this year. I really have. I've been doing a ton of live stuff this year where it's like I'm gonna let it play out and whatever happens, happens. And
Samurai, I never would have noticed that.
And I have an issue with it because I don't like burying people at all. And this game has decided this year we're going to bury certain people and like they lose. It's just like, what are you doing, game? I don't want everyone to lose every match. If they lose half of their matches and win half of their matches and I get a good story out of it, I'm happy because I'm not burying anybody. So that's one of the things that I wish I could do is pick my winners and losers and let it play out. So that way it's fair to the entire roster.
It's fair, and then also you can at least you can then play it out the first way around.
Right, you can play it out the way that you want it to be, so that way the story is good. Yeah, maybe I'm going to pick that one character who's going to be undefeated for the season. But you can't have everybody on an equal playing field. You know, you have to have that one character who somehow always finds a way to win. And then I also have one of my own characters who, no matter what he does, is supposed to lose. So it's like, and that mother effer won matches this year too. I'm looking at him going, "You were supposed to lose that match, god damn it." There were 3 of them in the gauntlet who won matches they weren't supposed to, and I was just like,
Beetle Daylight's burning on this rant here.
yeah, I know. Sorry. I had to. I just had to. I had to throw that one
30
out.
minutes of 30 minutes of talking about 2K14. Damn universe mode, universe mode.
Well, I want universe mode to be something that would work for everyone. Anyway.
Well, yes, but let's just say this: we don't know.
Exactly.
We do know that there is changes to universe mode. We don't know what they are. We don't know what they are yet. They're
all wild.
We know there's some changes to it, but we'll see what they are. We'll see if there's any if it's anything significant.
Mm-hmm.
And obviously, if we know by the time the next podcast happens, we'll be talking about that. No duh.
Yep. Oh, and what I can tell you guys is coming up this next week, Wednesday night. I think we're pretty much wrapping things up now, so I'm gonna go ahead and.
Oh, really?
We're still speculating, or?
I was gonna say there is one thing I do want to see brought back. Then again, I don't know if it's actually gonna ever happen.
Okay.
You'll know in WWE12 there was like that one thing you could make your own like custom like intro videos and shit like that. It would just auto create it for you.
Yes. I'm glad you mentioned this.
I want that back because it'll make things a little more interesting. Make it more interesting so you're not like always like having to borrow fucking like all the Trons from the other wrestlers.
Uh-huh.
I would love the ability to have 100 slots for a creative video.
I miss Creative-Tron.
Well, that's what creative video is. Creative video is Creative-Tron, but they only give you 20 slots in these new games. So it's like you can't make a Tron for every character.
Yeah, but here's the thing. It's technically Creative-Tron, but that's not what any of us use it for.
I know. And
we don't use it for that reason.
There's only one of us that does. And he's not on this podcast. And
can I finish?
Know who I'm talking about.
Can I finish? Can I finish?
Yes.
Can I finish?
Yes.
Thank you.
No, I'm just kidding. Keep going.
Fuck you. Create an intro. Create a Tron. Yes, it's creative video now. But yes, we know one person. But nobody else that does this uses it for that reason.
Actually, there's 2 people now that I think of it.
Can I finish?
They both start with the letter M. That's the funny part.
Can I finish?
No, you do not have permission to finish. Yes, you do. Keep going.
This man used to talk about me interrupting.
You may finish.
But we know, all of us that do this, we know for a fact we don't use creative video for that reason. I make one custom video. That's it, if that. Why? Because the custom video compared to Custom Tron, there is no comparison. It sucks. Creative video sucks compared to Creative Tron. Creative Tron was 1,000 times better. It worked 1,000 times better. It was a lot more user-friendly. Creative video is used for cutscenes for our CAW shows when we do edited shows. That's all it's used for. And we don't even make the video. We just put it in simulation, click record afterwards, and then bada boom, we're done. It takes us a while, but it gets the job done. We don't use creative video like that because it's not good. It's not as good as its prior variant.
That's fair.
So honestly, they need to just bring back Creative-Tron, make it more user friendly, and give us backstory designer.
Well, the other
Please.
thing is, I believe it was SmackDown versus Raw 2009. There was a way that you could share your video with the community, because I remember I downloaded someone's video that they had made and laughed my ass off.
That may have been 2000 2K. That may have been 2010 because
it was 09. It was 09. It was, I remember.
CC wasn't around, in 09.
I know. This wasn't a CC thing. They had a video share that you could do. Share videos. You couldn't share characters, but you could share your videos for some weird reason.
How the hell do I not remember that?
I don't know. You didn't use
it. One of the few things I probably done. One of the few things I probably never used in 09.
But it would be nice.
Most of 09, I was probably all heavily in the career mode.
Yeah, because that's all there really was in 09 was that career. But
career mode and awesome tag matches.
Yep. And in 09, you could make a video. You could clip it, edit it. It could be I believe it could be up to 3 minutes long. You could add music to it. And then you could upload it for people to grab and watch. And
then YouTube was invented.
Yeah, then YouTube was invented. This is before pre-YouTube, yeah. Pre-YouTube, you could actually do this and watch it in game and everything, and you could see what people were doing, and there was a community of people who would do it. It was kind of the precursor to make a story in 2010. So I think they were playing around with it, and they went ahead and made that little video editor in 09, but it went away in 10. The reason I'm bringing it up, though, is it would be cool if you could.
Did it go away, or did it just become highlight reel?
I think it just became highlight reel at that point, and it was like just done. But
for edited shows, highlight reel is a godsend.
Yes, and I remember it was 09 because I believe that was an election year, and someone made a video where it was like, I want to say they made a Obama versus
enter political person that we're not saying here.
Yeah, they made the Barack versus somebody else, and it was really funny. Laughed my ass off at the video. But anyway, getting back to the point, which is that you could share videos back then via the game. I wish you could do create a video and give it to a character, and then when I download that character, I have the Tron that the person created too, because that's a lot of work to go in there and make the custom Tron for the character and upload it. Give us 100 video spots.
Yeah, for those that
don't know, can be downloaded with the character.
For those who don't know, if you had in SBR 2010, when you uploaded a CAW and even afterwards, if you uploaded a CAW and they had a custom Tron, you had to upload the Tron in order for people to get both so they can be used.
Yep.
Or you wouldn't be able to get the CAW fully.
Yep.
And the Tron would just be the WWE logo.
And they don't have that video upload feature anymore, so you can't upload the Tron. That's something that they never brought back, and they never gave you enough spots to have that many videos. I believe in 14, you can correct me if I'm wrong, Odds, but I believe in 14, you could also upload your Tron. So if you made a custom Tron,
yes,
you could upload your character, you could upload your Tron, they could download your character and your Tron, and it happened.
Yes, you could. You could very much well could. It all stopped in 15.
Yep. It would just be nice to have that feature back. Because I know a lot of people who make their characters and they make custom Trons, and then they upload their characters, and you get the character, and it's like WWE logo. You're like, no, the Tron's not there. So, it'd be nice to have that back. Anyway, wow, we went on a whole other tirade there.
You went on a tirade about freaking your universe mode.
You went on a tirade before too.
I wouldn't. You didn't let me finish a sentence, so it took longer.
I know.
Mister, let me add another thing.
You guys have any more wild speculations?
I would love story designer to return.
Okay.
Please, for the sake of us all.
Okay.
I would love to see that back. And if they gave us as much options as they were back in the THQ era, my heavens, you think some of our shows are good now? We'd be making shows so good, WWE would be looking at us for freaking booking advice.
I'd love to see story designer brought back, but not in the way that you're talking about. I'd like to see it brought back and integrated into universe. So I'd like to be able to do what we were able to do in story designer way back when, but I would also like to be able to throw those elements in and have them tracked on my monthly calendar, so the win and loss record is also there.
Yeah, that'd be great too. But we also need a story designer that's outside of universe.
Yeah.
So we can grab cutscenes and use cutscenes and get cutscenes that we need for our shows. Can you imagine if we had the ability to use Share Factory and with 2K14?
That'd be amazing.
With the cutscenes they had, with the preview screen that they had of just previewing the entire thing and blah blah blah, with the editing that Share Factory does, there is no show on YouTube that beat us.
Well,
that beat all three of us. All three of us. The bros that are not here, nobody would beat any of us at all.
Well, you just brought back something, or you just reminded me of something that we missed in the added features section of the podcast. We forgot to bring up that they apparently are going to be having an updated backstage area.
Ah, yeah.
We don't know anything about it yet, and we can touch on it in 2 weeks. Hopefully, they'll have some more information on it. But
please give us backstage rooms.
Apparently, there's an updated backstage area that's a little more interactive than this last one. So I'm looking forward to seeing whatever that is.
Yes, I am looking forward to it as well.
Now, I think I don't have anything else. Do you guys have anything else that you want to speculate on, or?
Nope.
Odds? There could be many.
Something we can touch on next week.
Speculate on. There's and some may come to us later on.
Yeah.
But
we'll have an entire 2 weeks to think about stuff we want to speculate on.
Yeah, and I could definitely see, and from what I'm seeing, I don't see all this stuff as just as this is it. This is all they're adding. I think there's going to be a lot more that's going to be announced. Watch us back here in 2 weeks. Let's see if I'm right. If there's going to be more announced, if there's going to be anything more announced and all that. Because if there is, that's going to lead into even more topic on how many bugs are going to be in the game, how much time has everything gotten. We haven't even touched GM mode. is there going to be anything updated with GM mode? I would love to see GM mode brought back to the old days of GM mode, where you could make storylines and you could decide between so many different storyline ideas, and you could have, love triangles and fighting over hair versus hair and fighting over this and so many different storyline things. You didn't see any of it, but you could use your imagination in GM mode to imagine what that show would have looked like.
I'd love to see it play out, to be honest. Like, I'd love to have like a GM mode, and then like you would just set a story designer as well. I think it'd be cool to have both, because what you could do edit wise is you could edit the GM mode portion of it and then go into the show and like watch it all play out
Yeah.
with story designer. That'd be kind of cool.
Yeah.
Okay. That's either way, it should be it's going to be an interesting game. The only
honestly,
my only thing is, I hope whatever features that are being added are being well tested. I'm praying and hoping that they're being tested. If not, I'm expecting another. I don't want to bring up this game, but I'm expecting another 20, and I'll be ready for it. So
it's not going to be.
I don't think it's going to be either. I'm praying and hoping that everything is tested well. And 23 I had no issues with. Well, not no issues, but little to no issues with. Not as many as I had in 22, but
little to no issues. PC mysteries.
Aha. Anyway,
snooty ass.
Upcoming stuff, or are we ready to move?
I don't think. Well, we soon we can.
Okay.
I don't. We're not going to get another 20. If we do, 2K's done. Obviously, they're going to kick 2K to the curb if there's another 20. So I highly doubt another 20 will ever happen.
Thank God.
But if it does, heaven forbid, we could get somebody worse. We could get EA.
Well, if another 20 happens, you at least have me, and I've been through it. You have me and you have Monk, who we've both been through, both know how to navigate. And so
yeah, but that's not going to happen. We're never going to get another 20.
I know.
For my final thing on 2K14 so far, I have
24.
great optimism.
24.
2K24, I have great optimism. 2K14 was one of the best wrestling games ever made because of THQ, because of the combination of THQ and Ukes, and them giving their all for their last game. This is obviously that game's 10-year anniversary. It's coming. Obviously, this year is going to be that game's 10-year anniversary, or around there. It's going to be. We're going to be coming up soon in the later part of the year on that game's anniversary for 10 years. 2K24, I have high expectations. I did not play 23, so I did not get any of the bugs and problems that everybody else was having problems with because I never bought it. And I am looking forward to 24 to see what skipping a year does, not just for me, but for how I look at the games and just the games in general, because maybe there's not going to be as many bugs this year.
That'd be nice. Although I didn't.
Or maybe for me, I'm going to be comparing it to 22, and it's going to be like, well, compared to 22.
Yeah. I mean, 22 compared to 20 was a step up, and then to me personally, 23 compared to 22 was a step up from what I experienced. So if they're continuously getting better, then yeah, I do see that 24 could potentially be one of the best games that 2K's put out in the series.
And at the same time, that's not really saying much for 2K, but at the same time,
Hey, if they
it's
put
gonna be
out
a
if they
thing. I can't wait to see what they add to stuff like war games
yep.
that they and the matches that they've already added.
Well, and it is their 10-year. I believe this is their 10-year anniversary. This is their
Nope.
well, this is their 10-year anniversary game, not their 10th anniversary game. Their 10th anniversary game will technically be 25, if you think about it, because they had to skip 21.
25
So,
is their 25 is their 2K25 is their anniversary because their first game was 2K15.
Right, but 25 will be their 10. Oh yeah, it will be their 10-year. This is their 9. Never mind. 25 should be fun. 10 years of games for these guys. Anyway,
2K25 will be interesting because I'm not gonna buy it. And I'm gonna sit there and judge it based off of let's see how good people are having this game compared to 2K fucking 15.
so Samurai, what are your thoughts on 24? Or what are your final words today?
Honestly, I'm just looking forward to it. I want to see what's going to happen, and we'll see how this goes. At least as far as because I'm probably just not going to use it for call shows for a while because I still use 23 for shit.
Same.
Okay. All right.
Because obviously we have to get all the calls ready and
yep. Well,
set everything up and see what works, see what doesn't. Go through the freaking career modes. Go through the freaking My Rises. Sorry, not career modes. The My Rises.
GM mode, all of it.
Go through the showcase. I'll go through the GM mode just for freaking shits and giggles, and for fun because I actually like GM mode. Sadly, they haven't changed it.
I'll be streaming a lot of my testing. Honestly, that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to be streaming a lot of the testing, a lot of the creation, a lot of everything leading up to that first show. Instead of
and if there's a bunch of people in a party, then there may be co-streams doing stuff.
Yep.
But more often than not, if that's not the case, then some of us are just going to do it off stream so we can get through it quicker. Because some people can get through things on stream quicker. Some people streams slow them down for things. Mm-hmm. I'm one of those that if I go on stream, I'm not going to want to play the game after the stream. So,
right. And I'll be doing little snippets here and there, so you guys can see what I'm doing. I'll probably do a couple hours throughout the week, and then a couple hours on weekends when I'm editing and creating stuff. As I go through it, that way you know where I'm at as far as when the next Octane will be, because I'm ending 23 with the finals of the Champions Cup. The finals of the Champions Cup is ending in February because the game drops in March, and I have a friend who is doing his big 3-night pay-per-view the first 3 days in March, which would only leave 1 day for me to do a show before the game launches on the 5th. And I know that Odds is going to be trying to get his shows out.
Go, Brody.
Hold on. I know that Odds will be trying to get his shows out on weekends. So I'm going to be trying to do all my stuff during the week. I have every gauntlet recorded up to the final 3. So the last 3 gauntlets I need to record are the United States Gauntlet and the 2 World Title Gauntlets. And then it's the Last Chance show, the Tag Team show, and the playoffs. and then it's the championship final. So I literally have 6 more shows to do in February, and that'll be fun. Trying to end by February 25th. That's my goal.
And as he wildly said, yes, one of our brothers is going to be doing a 3-day stream, and if I get it done on time, cross your fingers. The first weekend in the first week in March will be the 2-night event of Starrcade, and the first night event in the first day of Starrcade drops on the day of the third night of Defiance. If all goes according to plan.
Yep.
So basically, a potential of 5 nights of content.
Yeah,
there's
so 5
going to be a lot of stuff going on leading up to that final.
5 nights of content, ending off 2K for me, ending off 2K22. Hopefully not coming back. Cross your fingers. And for others, finishing off 2K23, saying our goodbyes before March 5th.
Yep.
With the newer game.
And the other thing that I have to do in the meantime, or once, maybe I'll probably just do it when the game starts, is I'm going to also have to grab the information for all my characters and start setting them up. At some point, I'm going to do a show in 23, one final show with just my characters. So I can just give them all their final farewells before 24.
I don't know what I'm going to do, because I'm probably just going to stick around on 23 for a little while longer, because, you know...
You got some shows to do.
I got plenty of shows to do.
You do.
How long did it take you to finally get a show?
I'm gonna drink some
3
water.
months, technically.
What was that? Beetle interrupted.
About 3 months.
I thought it was longer than that.
Feels longer than that between shows, yes.
Yeah, these shows take a while.
I'm starting to think about possibly changing how I do things just to speed things up, but at the same time, that's also going to involve the fact that I'm going to have to cut my roster down.
Yeah. I have 2 shows left before the big pay-per-view. I may cut it. I don't want to, but I may cut it down to 1 just to leave me open so I can prepare for more stuff for 2K24 instead of as Beatles looking like the Joker. As we are trying to get things done, I don't want to because I've cut down a few shows already for this season, but with time and with work, obviously all 3 of us work, and with our schedules and our jobs, sometimes we're just gonna have to do what we have to do. So that's why, in a lot of ways, I'm hoping 2K24 is going to be a lot better, because if so, and we get another 2K19, we could last this damn game for another 5 freaking years. At least I could, if it's another 19. I could keep this game going for another freaking 5 years, and then end it and say, I've done good.
Yeah. Oh, hey Scorpion.
Hey Scorpion.
Still have all the files from PS2 and PS3 days. A lot of the roster members are gone now. Real and original,
Yeah.
And you're one of the.
Try what your
You're one of.
Is there any scheduled? Is there any scheduled show for you coming up in the next while before the game releases?
Mr. Samurai.
Really, the next pay-per-view you're talking about?
Like any show in general?
Just something. Just a show in general.
Okay. I have basically the go home week for Adrenaline and Underground, and then Cyber Warfare. After that, he's supposed to go to Fully Loaded, and then whatever else happens after that. I'm not gonna say anything else.
Okay.
Yeah.
Like I said, I'm way behind schedule.
Yeah.
Tell me about it.
I'm literally trying to cram 8 weeks of content into 4 weeks, so I have enough gauntlets to do 8 weeks worth of shows, and I'm trying to get it all done in 4. So that's where I'm at right now.
You're telling me I've been trying to cram a year long season into freaking gosh dang 6 months.
Yep. Well, I'm cramming a 3-month tournament into 2 months. But for next year, depending on how many cost slots we have, we don't know that yet either. That's a great speculation. We can speculate on that next week. Or in 2 weeks, I'm gonna try and keep my roster to an 80-person max. I'll have 10 spots for legends that I'm gonna keep off to the side, and
hopefully my schedule will be better in the next season.
Mine won't be. My schedule's gonna only get busier, so it's like I'm trying to simplify things. That's why I'm putting the 80 person cap on there. And then
that's not what I was referring to.
Oh.
I was referring to how you always give yourself more things to freaking do.
Oh, I know. Yeah, that's how you get myself going. Do you agree the characters over time? Wait, do you agree the characters over time?
Do you age the characters over time?
Sorry, agree. I don't know why I read it as agree. Do you age the characters over time? One of mine, David Quinn, had curly red hair in 2009, but is now bald with crow's feet. I do that with certain characters.
I do that with mine. Because of the fact that I sort of have to.
Well, yeah.
I try to, but I suck at it.
I have tried that with War Dragon. So when he was younger, he didn't have any wrinkles. He wore a mask where you could see his eyes, and that was it. Now that he's older, I actually had him take his mask off, and he's got gray hair. He's got dark hair up top and then gray on the sides. So my joke is he's got the touch of gray, but he's got a touch of gray. He's got crow's feet. He's got those wrinkles that are here, the wrinkles here on his forehead. I tried finding a body type. They have a body type in the game where it looks a little older, like they look like they're buff, but he also looks wrinkly. So I was like, oh, this is perfect. So I gave him that. And he's actually going to be in one of the gauntlets next week. Grayson Goodwin, War Dragon.
Tiger Dragon got the Mil Masker's treatment.
Okay.
Without the mask, he looks like an older guy. With the mask on, he looks like a young guy that's buff. He got the Mil Masker's treatment.
All right.
How Mil Masker's would look when he was in his freaking 60s.
Well,
he would look like a 50s or 60s when he would have the freaking without the mask, he would look like he just looked like an old Mexican guy, an old Mexican businessman, and then when he had to put the mask on, he still had the body, so he looked young.
And that's like what you're saying about Rachel Little. That's something that I did with Kitty when in 09, or no, not 09. When did I make her? Technically, I made her in 2006, so she's technically a 20-year veteran. Holy shit. Or 18-year vet. And she's...
Your rookie?
Yeah, my rookie. She's had kids.
Sorry, running
done a
joke.
lot.
Running joke. It's
Yep.
a running joke.
Running joke. Go check out the Queen of Kansas City tournament from 2019. Anyway, love you, Rick. Anyway, she started out skinny and young and youthful, and she's still kind of skinny, but she's not like they have one of those older. They have a body type that fits her character a little bit better. So I gave her a different body type now, and she looks a little older. She looks like she might be in her late 30s.
The body type of wrinkly.
She's technically
That's
in her low 40s. No, I did not say that. Shut up. Don't listen to him. He is twisting my words.
the body type of 2 balloons 15 days after the birthday party.
You motherfucker. You son of a bitch. God damn it. You'll actually get to see a before and after with her because I'm doing some matches. And I did a match in 19 where she had that skinnier body type. And then you'll see she's got matches in this game too. I blame 2K20. 2K20 is what started me aging her. Before I was like, no, I'll make her look younger. And then 20 came around and I was like, oh, this actually looks decent. Okay, I'll age her now.
Are we about to end this? Now we're just being silly.
I know, now we're being silly, but it's fun. Yes, we are about to end it. We've already told you guys what's coming up. I've got, within the next 3 weeks, I'm trying to end 23. I'm going to do one, sign-off show, and that'll be it. And then 24 will be around the corner, so take a break from 23 content at that point, or just from that. I'll probably do a special from, of all games, 2K19. I am working on a special, so I'll do that special probably towards the end of February or the day before 24 launches. But that's what I'm looking at. Odds?
So yeah, with that all being said, everybody, that is it for the Let's Talk Call Shop podcast. We will see you all February 10th. Oh, the Chinese New Year. We will see you February 10th, 2024 for the next episode of the Let's Talk Call Shop podcast.
Or 11th. The 10th or the 11th. One of the two.
Yeah, 10th or 11th. One of the two. This is kind of becoming a Sunday thing.
I mean, if it's better for you guys to do it on Saturdays, we can do it on Saturdays. We'll just pick a time.
Kind of becoming easier to do it on Sundays, honestly.
All right. So the 11th then. We'll see you guys all February 11th. Sunday, February 11th.
We'll see you all February 11th. Hopefully more information with 2K24. This is not going to be the last time we talk about 2K24. If more information drops, then we will definitely be bringing it up along with the return of all of our regular conversations, character bios, and so much more. This has been the Let's Talk Call Shop podcast. I'm Against the Odds 20, aka Odds Cornet. That on screen is Triple Beat, and with us is the man constantly mistaken for Billy Gunn or Danny Wells, Young Samurai.
Yep. Unfortunately.
Oh, man, I'm dead. I was not expecting that. Wow. Thank you all for watching. We will see you all in 2 weeks. And have an amazing Sunday. Have an amazing week this week. Let's all hopefully get some really good news about this game. Fingers crossed. And we'll see you all then. On that note, those of us at the Let's Talk Call Shop podcast would like to say thank you all for tuning in and for continuing to tune in each week. We'll see you next time.